English for Import Business. En la sesión de hoy vamos a ver la empresa y su información, que sería The Company and its Information. Una vez más, quien nos habla es Liliana Quipusco. Y veamos primero, como todas las semanas, las consideraciones del curso o Course Considerations. A partir de ahorita les voy a comenzar a hablar en inglés todo el tiempo. Si es que tienen alguna duda o algo, me la escriben en español en caso no puedan ponerla en inglés, no hay ningún problema. Si necesitan que hable un poco más despacio, que vaya un poco más lento, también me lo hacen saber para poder tratar de bajar un poquito y poder que todos me entiendan. ¿Listo? Entonces comenzamos. Um, the course considerations are the following. You must speak English during the entire conference. Another one is that you can ask questions during the course of the conference. You can also ask me if you wanna talk, so I can give you I can give you voice, so you can talk to me. Another one is I will really appreciate if you share your anecdotes, experiences, or maybe problems that you're having right now in your company, so that are related to the subject that we're going to see today, in order for me to help you, or maybe for other of our students to help you. And the last one is that at the end of each session, we will have an exam that it is a 10 multiple choice exam with 4 alternatives. Okay? At the end, I'm gonna give you the links for the exam and also for the PDF so you can see it. So first, we said that we were going to talk about the company. So what is company? As all the classes that we have, we go to see the main dictionaries. So the first one is Cambridge Dictionary. What is this about company? Cambridge says that company is an organization that sells goods or services in order to make money. So, for example, it would be like she works for a company that imports cars, or she works for a company that imports cell phones. Another meaning, according to Oxford Dictionary, it is that a company it is a commercial business. So, the main and big question is a company, a business, and an enterprise. Are they the same? Do they have differences? In Spanish, we also have like many words to refer to companies. We say empresa, we say what else we say in Spanish? We say empresa, we say compañía. So it is the same as in English. We have company, we have the word business, we have the word enterprise. So what is the difference between them? In this case, the difference between company, business, and enterprise are the following. For example, what is business? Is business small? Is it large? Is it big? So, according to many pages that are related to companies on the internet, it says that a business it is a small one. So it could be like maybe a small place where you go to buy your groceries. For example, the little stores, las pequeñas tiendecitas que hay en tu calle. That is a business. On the other hand, a company is a big one. So in this case, a company it would be like a car company like Ford or Toyota. That would be a company. On the other hand, an enterprise it says that it is also big. It could be big as a company. It would be the same. So it could be like in this case HP for the laptops, HP Enterprises. The other difference that we have between these three meanings are how's the type? Is it simple? Is it complex? So in this case, business, it is simple. Like I told you, business It is like the little store on your street that you buy your snacks or your sodas. So it is not complex. It is pretty simple. On the other hand, a company it is complex because it has more employees, it has more procedures that you have to do in order to sell something. On the first one, a business, you just talk to the main person, to the owner that it is the one that's going to sell to you the products. On the other hand, in a company, you don't do that. You speak to a salesperson. On the other hand, an enterprise, it says that it is an informal meaning. So in this case, a company, an enterprise could be seen as a company. It is the same. Then, about debt. Do you know what is debt? Debt is when someone makes you a loan and you will have to give back the money. So deuda. About that in a business, it is most likely that it will affect your personal belongings. For example, if a person that owns a company asks for a loan to the bank, they will have to ask the loan for themselves. So in case the company breaks, they personally, as a person, they will have to encounter those debts. So it will affect their personal belongings. On the other hand, a company that debt, it is most likely the owns company a responsibility. So in this case, if a company asks for a loan to the bank, it is not going to affect the employees or the owners. It's going to affect the company's belonging. So if the bank comes to the company to ask for the money back and they don't have the money to give them back, they're going to affect the computers, the main locals that they have instead of going against the owner's money, personal money. Finally, in an enterprise, it is equal as the company about I'm sorry, about that, it depends in an enterprise because, like we said, it's an informal meaning. So it could be maybe it will affect the companies or maybe it will affect the personal belonging. This is what is the most important question. So, what's the meaning of an enterprise? Because we see that it is a little it is confusing because you some things they have like a company, some things it's maybe a business. So it says that an enterprise it is the same as a company. When someone who shows some initiative by taking a risk. In this case, it says that an enterprise it doesn't have to be like a company. It, like an established company, it could be someone that is trying to take an initiative and take a risk. So I don't know if you have heard about the word startups, that it is that we lately have seen and hear about this, that it is like a person that doesn't have any companies and just has an idea and start that idea, but it is not yet a company because they are trying to look for money from other places, from other person that sees that their idea is good and they want to invest in their idea. So an enterprise, it is for that. It is more like it is not exactly a company or a business, but it is more like it has like a more open meaning. So you can define what you want, and then you can once you have an enterprise, you can say like I want a company or want to be small and be a business. At the end, a business, a company, and an enterprise. Usually, when you speak to to other people, or maybe if you're doing business, and you speak to, and this has happened to me a lot. When you talk to another, I don't know, another seller or buyer from international, they don't see a difference. They use the same. any of these words, they will use it to define a company. Maybe they will say your business, or maybe they can say your company, or maybe they can say your enterprise, but they see it like it is the same. So now you know what's the difference. But when you talk to people internationally, they don't see this kind of difference so much. They usually use them as synonyms, not different, not different. So, but what about now that we know what it is a company? What about the collaborators? What are the collaborators? So, in order to see this, we're gonna see the meaning again. According to Cambridge Dictionary, um, collaborator it is a person who works together with other people for a special purpose. On the other hand, Oxford Dictionary says that a person is, a collaborator. It is a person who works jointly on an activity or a project. It would be like an associate. So, what is a stakeholder? Is it the same? No, it's not the same. We have heard about the stakeholders. The stakeholders are when I am the importer and I have my client that is going to sell me that provider. So if I'm an importer, I have an exporter. There is going to be I'm going to be the exporter's client. So that would be a stakeholder because it could be affected with what I decided, but a stakeholder is like a partnership. So it is like you have a really close relationship. You have established a relationship with the other company that I don't know. Maybe you're going to buy them for the next 5 years. But on the other hand, a collaborator, it is someone that you're gonna work with, but you don't have so much of a partnership or of a relationship. So it could be long term, but it doesn't especially mean that you are going to stick to that person. But he will help you so much, and you're gonna work together with him. Hi William, how are you? I don't know, guys. Alaye, can you tell me, Alaye, ¿podrías decirme si se escucha bien o se escucha entrecortado, por favor? Perfect. So maybe William, you can restart your. Yes, maybe you can refresh the page. So, like I was telling you, a stakeholder means that if you have a more deep relationship with the company. On the other hand, a collaborator, it doesn't especially mean that you have a really, really deep relationship, but it really means that you are going to work together with that company or those companies, because we're going to see which could be our collaborators, in order for a special purpose, or in this case, because it is a company, it will be in order to find a solution to a problem that you have. So now, who can be our collaborators if we are important, if we have, maybe we can already have an importer company, or maybe we are going to start one. So who can be our collaborators? And we have in them. In an import company, the collaborator companies could be an exporter. That is the main one. It is the one we are going to buy from. So in this case, the exporter is gonna offer the products to another country. In this case, to our country, to Peru, right? So I don't know if you have right now, if you are doing right now maybe a business, so we can put that business as an example. Maybe you can tell me. I'm sorry, there's a little noise outside. Chicos, ¿alguno de ustedes está llevando algún negocio actualmente de importación para poder ponerlo eso como ejemplo para esta parte? A ver si me pueden ayudar con eso, para darles un ejemplo que les pueda servir a alguno de ustedes. A ver si me escriben por ahí por el chat. ¿Ninguno? A ver, les voy a dar un ejemplo entonces. A ver, por ahí me están escribiendo. Okay, I'm gonna give you my example. Right now, I'm working with a company. Yes. Are you guys right now working in some projects for import? ¿Están trabajando ahorita en algún proyecto de importación? So you can give me the project, the product that you are importing, so maybe we can use it as an example. Para poder utilizar como ejemplo el producto que están importando. So maybe Danny can help us. That's interesting. What's that for? For what do you use that? Oh, that's good. That's a good web page. We're gonna see it. Why you use that product? ¿Para qué utilizas ese producto? Like for cell phones? ¿Para celulares? Oh, okay. Those ones that you like you pass your hand and it changes colors, right? Las que pasas tu mano y cambian de color son lentejuelas como cocidas. Okay, I see. I have seen those. Those are really good ones. And those are like really cool right now with the kids, right? Okay, so we're gonna use that product. So in this case, for Danny's products, that it could be like we can say like a cover for pillows. So in this case would be like a sequin cover, lentejuela sequin, maybe. We're gonna use pillow covers, okay? As the word, because I haven't worked with that meaning, the fundas de lentejuelas, so I know maybe we can say sequin cover, but we're gonna use it the term as pillow covers, okay? So in this case, in the case of Danny's product, the pillow covers, he's gonna talk to a sporter. In this case, he used AliExpress, an AliExpress exporter. So he's gonna be his collaborator because in this case, the AliExpress seller, it is helping him with a problem that he has. That is, he doesn't have the product in here, so he needs to buy it from someone. So in this case, the AliExpress seller, the AliExpress seller is gonna offer the product, in this case the pillow cover, from China, I guess it was, to Peru. So it would be our first collaborator. Who can be our second collaborator? The manufacturer. In this case, the one that processes the raw material and gives the value added. So in this case, I'm guessing that maybe Danny didn't have a connection. He didn't contact directly to the manufacturer. He contacted the exporter, that it was the seller. But maybe in his next importation, maybe he can talk also directly to the manufacturer. So maybe he can have and ask the manufacturer to give him a special color that he may want for his pillow covers. So in this case, the manufacturer will process the raw material and give a value added. So in this case, for the pillow covers, the raw material would be the how can you say this? The sequins, the lentejuelas, and the sheet, the sábana or maybe tela that he will sew, coser, that he will sew the sequins in. So it will be the manufacturer. Who can be another collaborator in this case for Danny's importation? It could be the supplier, the one that supplies the raw material. That would be like a third collaborator. In this case, he didn't have the contact directly to the supplier because he directly went to the exporter. So, but in the next importation, maybe he can have a relationship to a supplier. In this case, because it is a pillow cover that he is already buying completely done, he doesn't really have to go directly to these people unless he wants a special request, maybe a special texture or a special color. But maybe for other products, we can have a contact to a supplier. For example, if we are importing, for example, maybe we are importing thermoplastic clamps like these ones that it is for the pipes on the these ones. I don't know if you have seen one. Maybe you haven't because these ones that are here that has like many sizes are for the pipes, the tubos for our drinking water, para agua potable. So me as a buyer of the material, the raw material, I will have to contact a supplier and a manufacturer. But in this case, because it is a pillow cover, maybe he doesn't have to do that. Now, who can be our fourth collaborator? Our fourth collaborator could be our carrier. Who's the carrier? The professional conveyance of goods, in this case, transportista. So he will be our fourth. Why is he so important? Because he is the person that is going to bring the products from China to Peru. So he is really important. If you have like a big shipment that you're gonna bring to Peru, maybe you will have uh, to contact directly the carrier. But in this case, again, as it was I'm guessing it was a small buy from China. Danny didn't have a connection directly to the carrier because maybe I'm guessing Danny that it was sent through Serpost, right? Te lo enviaron por Serpost, ¿cierto, Danny? So he doesn't have a connection. He doesn't need to have a connection to Serpost because as you know, oh, you didn't. Who sent you maybe um, a courier? A courier or which one? TNT, DHL, TNT, DHL, POS. I'm guessing POS could be. It is like a courier, right? So in this case, we can see that Danny didn't have his shipment sent through Surpost. He used a different agency. But again, it is an agency. It is not the carrier itself. In this case, if we are having like big products that we're gonna bring from China to Peru, we will have to contact especially the carrier, especially maybe if we are bringing products that can get raw in the process of bringing them to Peru. For example, when you bring um, food, in this case, it could be when you bring flowers. For example, we import flowers from Colombia. We also import flowers. We import tulips from Holanda. So in that case, we will have to contact the carrier itself because it is special products that needs to get to Peru really fast. So that would be a reason why we could contact the carrier. So moving forward, our fifth collaborator can be the freight forwarder. I don't know if you have worked with a freight forwarder. Maybe in this case, myself, I have worked with a freight forwarder, and a freight forwarder it is a person that offers you the service as a consolidation, as a reception, as a storage and handling of packing goods. In this case, you will use a freight forwarder if you import products that are over the $2,000. In this case, because if you bring less than $2,000 to import, you don't have to. You don't need to use a freight forwarder. You can use Post or maybe another courier. But if it is over $2,000, it would be like a regular importation, and you will have to use a stakeholder or a collaborator, that in this case will be a freight forwarder. So this company, what it's gonna do is it's gonna in China they are going to, if you are not bringing a whole container, this company in China will get in contact to the other freight forwarder in China, and they will bring your product with along with other products into one container, bring them here. They're gonna reception. They're gonna take the whole products from the container and divide them to say this one is for Danny, this one is for another person, and they will keep it in storage until it is finished all of the custom process, and they will handle it and maybe packing, and they will send it to your house. So you, in this case, when you are importing and you have like regular importations, you have to have a really good relationship with the freight forwarder, because they, not all of them, but they tend to have like so much work that they try to use some tricks to get more time for maybe companies that aren't so big. You have a really good relationship with them and also know how to manage the Suno web page. Now, our sixth collaborator is the custom broker. The custom broker. The custom broker is the gente aduana in Spanish. So this person, again, you will have to get in touch with him if you're making a regular importation and it is going to be over the $2,000. So what if in this case, when you do a small import that can be sent through Serpos, you yourself can do own, I mean, in this case, not yourself, but in this case, you can have make the declaration by yourself, or maybe Serpos will do it for you. In this case, like saying Sunat is going to make it for you. But in the case that it is a big import, you will have to use a custom broker. So in this case, you also have to have a really good relationship with them, because like a freight forwarder, they use tricks. So maybe they will tell you, no, your product is not ready yet for picking up because Sunat um, the Sunat system is fallen. But if you know how to use the Sunat web page, you will know when your products are ready for picking up and when the Sunat service is fallen or not. So you really have to have a good relationship with them so they can honest with you and tell you the truth. So when you have them as collaborators, it is hard to have a really, not a good relationship, but when it is just a collaborator that is just helping you in a project to solve, in this case, a problem that you have, that it is the custom problem, it is hard to get them to not be honest, but to get like in the, with how we say con la misma camiseta. In this case, the same like t-shirt of your company, because you are maybe one small client. So maybe if you have him as a stakeholder, but it is going to feel the impact if you don't buy them from, if you don't buy their service from them, that would be more, that would be more adequate in order to have them like on your side and to the truth and be meaningful to you. So let's say Danny says that his product was sent via UPS. So they made that. Okay, perfect. Yes, in this case, a courier is gonna make the. It is like a multitasking company that's gonna be as a freight forwarder, it's gonna be as a custom broker, and it's gonna be as a carrier. And also, there are some companies I have seen now, some couriers that are used are doing the are being not exported, but they buy from you the products, or they look for you for exporters, and they manage, so you don't have the risk of buying from someone that you're going to pay to them and they are not going to send you the product. So the couriers are really really good, but the problem is that maybe you can send, so if you send big packing goods that are too heavy or too big, it's gonna be more expensive, because couriers tend to be really expensive, but tend to be more fast than regular carriers, and they're obviously faster than self-post. Finally, our seventh collaborator, it will be a distributor. So who is a distributor? A distributor is the one that supplies food to stores and other businesses. So in this case, if you are a small company or if you are a small importer, you will not have a distributor. But if you are a little bigger one, you will have a distributor that is going to do for you, that you're going to give them the products and they will give them to another companies. So these are the main collaborators that a company can have. It could be for a small and medium business that we can have. And like I told you, it is not the same as a stakeholder, because for a stakeholder you will have to have a more meaningful and close relationship. So a collaborator, it could be like the first step to get in order to get to be like a stakeholder. So after this, now now that we know who can be our collaborators, we can say, is a product or a service importation presentation important? In this case, if we're going to go to, and this what it does not only apply for selling goods, but also for buying. Is it good? Because if we're gonna sell, what do we need to do? We need to sell our products to make the client wanna buy our products, right? On the other hand, if we're gonna buy products, why could we use an present? Why could be so important? Because we are going to try to make the seller know that we are good, that we want to have a relationship with them, a close relationship, so we can buy all the time from them. So it is so important in this case the presentation, because in my experience, a good presentation for a seller, it could be that the seller is going to give you discounts or a cheaper price, but not giving you less quality, but giving you the same quality but a cheaper price, because they see now that you are a serious importer, and that you are seeing forward, and you're seeing beyond, and you want to have a relationship with them. So what are the main points that we need to have for a presentation? In this case, it could be for a product or a service, and like I told you, for selling and for buying. So a good presentation can be the reason. Oh, wait. A good presentation can be the reason why a client buys from you, or a supplier sells to you, in a better price. In this case, the following tips that I can give you to win sales or to get prices are the following. You need to give mainly the company information. You need to give always your name, not just your name, for example, I don't know, says Liliana Imports, that is the name of our company. It is very important to give the complete with the razón social, like we say in Spanish. So it will be Liliana Imports SAC. Why? Because most of serious sellers and buyers, after you do your presentation, they will look for you on the internet, and maybe they will not find you by your commercial name, but maybe they will find your razón social in this case from the real name of your company. So it is important to give this. Also, location. Why location? Because if you are abroad, if you are going to a mission or to a fair, you're going to give, for example, I don't know, maybe I have a card right here that it says the company of this, the location, the address of this company that is Marco Soluciones Integrales. It says that their company is Science Peña Avenue, 1439. But if we don't say the complete, how can we know from where is it, which country, which city? So in this case it says Callao, Peru. So why? Because if we are going abroad, they will not know what is Science Avenue, so where is it? So we need to give the exact name. We have to remember that we are not talking to Peruvian people. We're going to be talking to people that are foreigners, but they maybe don't know. Maybe they wouldn't know where Peru is. It is. They will just, and this has happened to me a lot when to foreigners, especially not people from. I have had this problem with American people a lot. I don't know why, but you say Peru, and they just as soon as you say Peru, they think Machu Picchu, and they think Lima and Machu Picchu. So they don't have a clue where Lima is. So we need to Lima, and Lima is the capital, Lima is the city, Machu Picchu is another place. So that's what is why it is important to give the exact location as most accurate as you can, and also the complete name of the company. So maybe when they research when they do the research and they search for you later on the internet, they can have like see that who are you, which is your company, where it's located, and where maybe they will look for you in the Suna web page to see the information that you give. It is correct. It was correct. So next, we need to give a company introduction. Why? We need to say what we do. We need to say where we're gonna go. In this case, it could be like a mission and a vision, and we need to say also what we need or what do we offer. In this case, we are going to say what do we need to a seller. So to a seller, we're gonna give them, for example, in this case, like Danny imported the pillow covers. We're gonna say we need we need 100 pillow covers that I need them to be this color. 50 I want this color, the other 50 I want this other color. So we need to be as direct as possible and as detailed as possible, so they can know and they can tell you yes I can do that, or maybe no I cannot do that, but I can give you a reference for another person or another company that can do that for you. On the other case, if we are selling to someone, we need to tell them what are we offering, the product, the price, as much detail as we can, because you're selling something. You need to give them as much detail as you have, because they're gonna decide from that information if they will buy from you or not, right? Another tip it is to give the after picture. And this is something that we usually don't do. I haven't. I have talked to many people, many companies, they don't usually visit the after picture. I just recently came up to a Chinese company that is selling me some machinery for injection for plastics, and they gave me an after picture, and it was really nice to hear because they don't usually tell you this. So an after picture is how your life, or in this case your company's life, will look with you as a client, or how your company or your life will look with you, with your product or your service. In this case, if we are selling, we need them know how is it going to be good for you if you buy from me. So maybe in this case, if we took Danny example again, the cover pillows, how life will look for you with you as a client. For my client, I will tell him, I'm gonna give you this pillow, for example. I'm gonna give you this cover pillow, and it is really cool. It is like it is it is really comfortable. Even though it has a sequence on the cover, it is really comfortable. It has a nice color and all the details that we can give them. On the other hand, if we have the cover pillow, if we are buying the cover pillow, we need to give how life will look with your product or your service. So on the other hand, we can say, I'm gonna buy you, I don't know, maybe 100 pillow covers each month, and all the stuff that we can, all the details that we can give, so they can know that we will be a good client or we will be a good seller. As an anecdote that I can give you about the after picture of this example of the machinery from China. We were buying the machinery from China, and the Chinese supplier told us that the after picture was that he was going to give us give us to the importer company like good service if the company if the machine broke down, but he promised that the machine wouldn't broke down for 2 or 3 years. But if it did, he was going to help us to find someone to fix it. And all us, but he didn't want just to give us the product and cut the conversation, that he wanted a relationship. So maybe if we had later a problem with the machine, he will give us a service. If we wanted more machines, he will try to sell us the best. And also and this is something why the company that I was working. Hello, Carmen. How are you? Don't worry. Welcome. So in this case, the main, and look at this, because this is listen to this, because this is really important. The main reason why the company that I was working with chose this Chinese supplier was because he said that if we were, even though we wouldn't buy, he will give us references for other products that we were looking for, but didn't couldn't find a supplier to the mission that we went. So it was really important. And look, this detail wasn't like this little small detail was the reason why my company worked with him, because he was going to give us like help finding suppliers for something he didn't sell. It was an extra service that he didn't need to do. But that detail give the CEO of the company that I was working so much, like it was so much appreciated for him that he decided to go with him. So it is really important to give a good service. Another tip for a product presentation, it is suppliers. You can give the suppliers or the customers you work with. For example, if you are buying from someone, you can say which are other companies that you're working. So maybe if I'm buying I don't know, maybe let's take Daniel example again. So if we Daniel I'm sorry. If we are buying the piece maybe below cover alert that hey, another company that I have worked with is this other company that also makes pillow covers, or I work with this pillow company, so he can know that you work with companies or maybe small companies, so he will try to be your seller's good price. On the other hand, if you are selling, and if which are your companies, which are the companies that are customers from you. So maybe if selling this pillow cover Saga Paladela, maybe I can say to them, hey look, these are my customers, and I can put there, I don't know, maybe I sell to Oesle and to Metro and other companies, so they can see, hey, they work with companies, with other big companies like ours, and they sell, and so we need to work with them, because if my competition is buying from them, it means that the product is going to be sold, so I have to buy from him too. So it is really nice to give that, not also in your presentation, but also when you have a web page. It is good to put this information, which customers or which project you have worked with. Another one is the company logo, the slogan, and the contact information. So in this case, always put your name, the company name, but also the logo, because we most usually in our heads we remember the logo more than the name. So it is for people that are attracted to visual stuff. It is better to put the logo, because they're going to see your logo and they're going to remember you and your company. On the other hand, the slogan. Why the slogan? Because usually the slogans for companies are made from usually from marketing people that use catchphrases that it will stuck to your mind. Okay, so for example, which slogan can we say? I don't know if you. It is not a slogan, but I don't know if you remember that Gloria used to have like a commercial that it says that it was a really catchy song that it says glow 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 glow. So that kind of parts prepared by marketing people are made in order to get stuck in your head. So you're always going to think, obviously, when you in that I was little. So when you think about milk, you immediately think about Gloria. In other cases, also about another one, it is Colinos, for example, for your teeth. It also says like it had like a slogan that says like for Peruvian smiles. So and also it says for Colinos it says like enjoy like better smile, disfruta una mejor sonrisa. So it is nice that at the end, because it's the last thing that they will remember of you, and if it is catchy, it will be better because they will remember you. Then the contact information. This is obviously important, and it has to be there, because after you finish your presentation, who are they going to contact you? You have to give the name of the person that they have to contact. For example, maybe I'm giving the presentation, but I'm not the responsible for getting the phone calls, or the one that is gonna do the process of selling or buying. So I have to give at the end of my presentation. I'm giving the presentation, but I'm not the person that's gonna work with you once you decide to buy or to sell to us. So this is the person that is gonna be, and you give the name, you give the main telephone number from the person, and more stuff. So about a little about company contact information, it would be, how can we make a personal business card for, in this case it is for no an import business, but it is for an import business. So the main information that it has to be on a personal business card is the following. You have to have the logo, like in here, the logo. This one and this one. So I wait, sorry. All of this is the logo. So you have to put the logo in the back. Also, in this case, it will be the front. On the back, you must put your web page. Always, it is here. Also, the email. Who will they have to contact to? Yeah. Also, the name of the person. Who's the person that is giving you their personal? Next, the job title. Who are you? Are you owner? Are you the CEO? Are you the sales manager? Are you just a sales executive? So you always have to put the job title. Again, the phone number. And you have to use that, especially if you have to remember, in this case, if you are, oh wait, in this case, I'm sorry, wait, I'm trying to write something. Okay, here. In this case, for always remember to put the code of the country. In this case, I'm sorry, I'm very bad at writing with this, but you can see very well. It's for Peru. It was us. It will be 0000051, and then your cell phone number. If it is just a regular phone number, it will be +511. The last one is for Lima. In case you live in a province, you will have to look for a number. So it will be 5 +5 and your code number, 1 and then your code number, and then give the complete phone number from your fixed number, right? So it is really, really important. Even though you also another card for regular local ones, it will be great. But if you don't have it is sometimes better to put the land telephone number because, for example, for myself, I have a plan for myself. It has, in order to call abroad, I can call to China and I can call to Germany and I can call to the United States and they won't charge me because it is on my cell phone plan. But the problem is that I can call to the United States to a cell phone number, but if I want to call China or to Germany, I have to call to a land telephone. So it is really important to put both because you know if the person maybe because of the person can call to a telephone number to a cell phone number, you may lose a sale. So it is important to put both. If you can have both, put both. Usually, in this case, if you have a company, obviously you will have both. But if you are a personal importer, maybe you can put your phone from your house, so maybe they can at least someone at your house take your message. So I don't know if that answers to your question, Carmen. So let's go from the country and the place that you are, in this case Lima, the city. Then, like I was explaining you at the beginning, the address in this case. Yes, also that, yes, but don't believe it because I have talked lately to a lot of Chinese suppliers and they do only have a cell phone number and not a fixed number because they are on the run, so they don't stay always on their offices, so they just put a cell phone. But I think, like you said, it creates more confidence, and also it is so you can have you can be more accessible to other people. Maybe if they don't have a cell phone plan to call to your cell phones or to land telephones. So it is good to put as much information as you can so you can be reachable from every place. Then the address. It is obviously and it is really important to put the address, but let's remember again that we are talking to people that are not in here, that are not in Peru, so we have to put the complete address. We have to put the avenue, the name avenue, the number. If we live in an urbanization, we have to put the name of the urbanization. We have to put the city. We have to put the country, even though we think that it is obviously, but it is not nothing. It is obviously nothing is obvious when we're talking to international people, especially for imports, because they won't say, "Oh, this company is from Peru." If it doesn't say that it is from Peru, how can they guess it is from Peru? So we always have to put that. And now we can also put our our zip code. Now I don't know if you yes correctly. And it is shows in an envelope. Yes, because now that we are talking about import, before you buy, some companies they send you like not merchandising, but they send you like prototypes of the products that they are going to sell you. So your your company card and the address that says on your personal business card is going to be the one that they're going to use to send you stuff. So it is really important to put it as much as detail as we can. So maybe if you are able to put your zip code, put your zip code. I don't know if you have used this. Let me search for it to give it to you on the chat. It is this web page. I'm going to give it to you right now. So no, Carmen. I live in San Martin. It used to be Lima 31, but now has changed. As in the United States, they have six codes that are six numbers. Now we do. Now we also have that. So in this web page that I have give you right now, that is Código Postal, you enter them and you put your complete address, and they're going to be you put your city, and they will going to be on the following step narrowing and narrowing until they go to your address, and they will give you the special zip code. This is really important, and I would like you to take note of this web page, because it is not also for you to put in your personal business card. Also, it helps a lot when you're buying stuff from I don't know, maybe Alibaba, eBay, Amazon, AliExpress, those web pages. So when they ask you for a zip code, you give this, and for suppose it is more easy to find your package and to find where you are located and send it to the right office, to the right post office, so it doesn't get lost. And also for the mailman that is gonna send the pill to your house, it's gonna be more easy for them. So and you don't take so much risk of getting your products lost on our national postal service. So these are the main ones. So which one are the additionals that are good to put? So product images, for example. In this case, I have here an example. This company, I don't know if you can see this right. Maybe you can help me comment to let me know if you can see this right. This company makes product plastics. So in this case, the people that work in this company doesn't speak English, but they were looking for some products to buy abroad. So we went to a fair. So they went with me, and I was able to communicate with the suppliers in English. But there was one day that they went alone, and the supplier didn't speak Spanish. So how can we what can we do when we are in that situation that maybe we don't speak the same language, or maybe we don't speak so much of the language? So it would be really great if you can put the product image. Like you said here on the back, it says the information, the name of the company, we have the address, the telephone, we have a land telephone, we have a cell phone, and we have the web page and the emails. And in the back, and this is really nice from this company, it is really good for them. They have all the products that they make. If you can see here, they have three, four, five, six, seven, eight. They have their main eight products that they made. So when they give the in this case, it is a really funny anecdote. The CEO of this company went to the fair and he didn't speak Spanish. He didn't speak English, I'm sorry. And the Chinese supplier didn't speak Spanish at all. So they couldn't communicate. But he gave his card and he said to me like, "These are my products," and the Chinese supplier said, "Oh yes, I produce this, so I'm gonna write you to an email, and then we can talk to each other via email, so we can use a translate. Maybe we can use Google Translator, so it is good. So it is really nice to put an additional upload image, not just only for web, not just only if you don't speak English, but also because if you say, in this case, the company Teconza, but what does Teconza does? What does it sell? So you have it here. They can know what you sell. So it is a good one, a good idea. Another one is to put social networks. For example, I have it here. This is for a company that it is a travel agency. Let's say, commented, I understand. It means it is better to show at the back of the car some kind of information share or yes, it is not just only for us if we don't communicate the same language, but also because we tend to give these kind of cards that it just has the logo and in the back it has the name of the person and the job title. But like for example, when I'm going to fairs or to missions, I receive so many personal cards that then I have this that it is Marco Soluciones, but I can really not remember what product it is for which product or who is he. So if I have like this, it is unique and it is so creative that I'm gonna remember. Oh, it is for this product and it was for the person and that company. So it is a good one. So you can remember, or the people can remember what you do, what you make. Exactly. Not just the person, the company also. So another additional that we can give is it is social network. Now we are stuck to our cell phones. We are constantly looking to our cell phones. So it is really, really good if we can give the social network information. For example, like I told you this case, it is for a travel agency. So in this case, we have the same. We have the name, we have who is she, the address, the email, the telephones. But look at here. I don't know if you're able to see it. We have some logos that it is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And they give us the slash, and name of the, for example, in this case, www.facebook.com slash, and name of the company. So why is this good? Because they can look for us on the social network and they can see who we are and we can give more confidence to that seller or to that buyer about us. So it is really important. Not only that, but I don't have it here, the other card. No, it's a shame. I don't have it here, but I recently just received a personal card that also, besides these three ones, he had a fourth one. That it was the WhatsApp logo. So now, many suppliers and many buyers are using WhatsApp. So it is a very convenient way of communicating because it is fast, it is in real life, it is at the moment, it does at the moment, and it also gets recorded because we have a record of our conversation with the other people. So instead of sending emails, maybe we can send a WhatsApp. So it is really good to put that. And I have talked to a lot of more is that Chinese suppliers, because we have such a big time difference that maybe they usually don't have access to their email, to their company email, when they are not at the company, at the office, but they do have access to internet when they are on their personal cell phone or their company cell phone from their house. So Chinese people usually write to you when you are at the office, like 1 p.m., and you say, but they should be sleeping over there. But because they're on WhatsApp, they try to, like I told you in the first, I don't know if you remember the first session that we have to think about the time of the other person. Chinese people tend to do that a lot, and they write to you when you are on working hours. So it is really nice if you put a WhatsApp logo in your car, so they know that they can contact you via WhatsApp. And also it also gives more confidence, because they're gonna see that you are not just hidden behind a cell phone, but you are also open to have like real time conversations at the moment. So finally, what's another additional? Another additional can be a brief description of the services. In this case, maybe you can tell what you do, and what you sell, what you produce. In this case, in here, I don't have anyone that says that one. At least this one is another one that can says, it says Oscar, and it says that he the shift of hydraulic service. So maybe we can know that it is a hydraulic company. But it will be really nice if it is a company business card. But maybe in here, if you have the logo on the back, you can say, I don't know, with producers of thermoplastic clamps, maybe, or what you do in like a few words, so you can describe what you do. You sell, you buy, what you do. So you can set in here like in 4 or 5, 3, 4, 5 words, not so long, so they can have an idea what you do. Maybe if you don't have the pictures like in this one, so you can say what you do, or what you sell, or what you buy. And finally, another one that it is not here, but that I have found when I was looking into my business cards that I have, is this idea. And this is especially for people that produce products, that we can also put and give more confidence and give more information, is our certifications. In this case, they say that they are certified by the ISO 4001, the OSAS 18001, and the ISO 9001. So it is really, really good idea to put your certifications, because your buyer on your seller is going to know that you have this certification. And for some special products, it is really important to have this. Also in here, the one that has the product, I don't know if you can see, the one that has the product, it says certified by, and it says the Catholic University, the Engineering University, it says the ISO, and also certified by Certified. So it is really good one. It is really good to put this information, depending on which product you're selling or buying, because they produce and they sell these products, and these products need to have these certifications, because it is going to be to give confidence that this product won't break when you use them. So depending on the information and what you do and what you sell or what you buy, you can give that certification information as an extra and put it like the really small logo from the certification on your personal business card. So next, we can say why customers don't buy from you. So I'm gonna show you a clip that is from this. So I don't know if you will be able to hear it out, but let me know if you hear it loud. But if you don't, we're gonna just hear the main 2 minutes, and maybe then you can check it by yourself. So I'm not gonna play it right now.
Or that wouldn't give you. Look back over this last year and think about the opportunities that didn't go your way. Think about those prospects that you never got through to or that wouldn't give you a meeting. Do you know what happened? Do you know actually why that outcome didn't work? Even getting feedback from the in working with thousands of salespeople, I have found that there are only a few common reasons that most people have become turned off from either our initial message or from us during the sales process. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 reasons that customers don't buy from you. Check it out. Number 1, we're too enthusiastic. Nearly every single salesperson out there is behaving really enthusiastic, and prospects see it coming from a mile away. It's time to become more distinct from our competitors by toning it down and dropping that enthusiasm. Number 2, talking too much about your offer. Prospects don't care about what you offer. They only care about solving their challenges and accomplishing their objectives. So stop focusing on our offering in that sales conversation and instead focus on understanding those challenges and helping your prospects accomplish their key objectives. Number 3, asking if you can learn about them. I see salespeople all the time asking prospects something that sounds like this. George, could we set up a call so that way I can learn about your business? There is nothing that is going to turn your prospect off more quickly than feeling like we have to educate you on our business. Nobody wants to educate you. First, show value and then engage the prospect in that conversation about what's going on in their world before we can ever learn about their business. We need to first show value and engage the prospect in a real conversation before we can ever learn about their business. Number 4, we didn't learn enough about them. Now, this may sound a little contradictory given the last one that I just said, but it's not. The last tip is about how we're actually engaging them in the first place. Once they're engaged, though, now we need to fully understand exactly what is going on in that prospect's world before we're ever ready to offer that solution. So, first, engage the prospect in a way that's provocative and challenges them. And now it's time to fully understand those key challenges and those critical objectives. Number 5, we're too worried about price. I talk to a lot of salespeople throughout the year, and whenever I ask salespeople, what is the biggest factor in your prospect's decision-making process, they always inevitably say that number 1 or 2 is price. Yet, my extensive research on this exact issue shows time and time again that price is actually number 6 or 7 or even 8 in terms of the importance in your prospect's decision-making process. As salespeople, we're so focused on price, and it's time to stop focusing on price. Instead, focus on the value of the challenges that you're going to be solving for your prospects. And then price becomes really secondary. So there are the 5 reasons that customers don't buy from you. I want to hear from you. Which of these ideas?
So, yeah. So finally, I'm going to show you that video so you can see why in this case are 5 main reasons why they don't buy from you. So yes, I'm gonna give you the link on the PDF. Don't worry. So you can maybe check later, and maybe you can if you watch it from the YouTube channel, you can also put the subtitles so you can understand very well what he says. So you can read what he says. So in this case, to wrap up and finish the class, this video mainly explains you how to sell. You don't have to be too enthusiastic. You don't have to be like too happy or too overwhelming because the other person is going to say, hey, why are you acting like that? Also, you have to do your homework. You have to look about the company. You don't have to expect from the company that you're going to buy or sell to tell you what cool they are. So you have to do that ahead. because you are searching for them, right? The other is don't talk too much, listen. The fourth one is you have to learn from them, understand what is the problem, what do they need, so you can give them to them. And finally, the last one is don't worry about the price. Of course, the price is important, but also for most of the companies, time is the most important. Like Americans say that time is money, and it is not only for Americans. There are also, I have worked with a lot of Peruvian companies that prefer to pay a little more money in order to have a better delivery. We usually do that because, for example, Danny buy from a Chinese from AliExpress, and he didn't use their post. He used UPS. In this case, maybe UPS, you are going to pay a little more, but it is better because you are going to have more quickly. You're going to have your products in a week instead of in 60 or 90 days if you buy it and you use a post, right? So it is really important. So finally, I give you again the references where I took all this information, the dictionaries, this paper, and these three papers that I took for the information. And last one, I wanna thank you for your attention, for being with us today. I hope you have enjoyed the class. I'm gonna give you right now some links for you to check. The first one is this one, that it is the link for the classes that we are having. So I'm gonna show you right now which ones are. Let me check if I can show you. So mainly what I'm gonna show you is the classes that we have. They Camex asked me to tell you in that link you are going to be able to see when we have classes. Like we have classes all Tuesdays, and also we have classes on Friday, but from Monday to Friday they have other classes from other courses. Unfortunately, it's taking too long to share. So it's taking too long to share. So you can go into that link and you're gonna see the schedule of our classes. And then I'm going to give you the link of the PDF and the link of the exam. So in the first one, you're gonna see the PDF. That is the link of Plantilla. And you can review our classes today, and you're gonna see all the we did. And on the second one, you're gonna have the exam. Again, it is a 10-question exam. It has multiple choice with 4 options, and you can take it. What is on the exam is what we have seen or what we have talked today. So you just have to review again the classes today, review the PDF again, so you will have all that you need to have a good exam. So lastly, I wanna again thank you for being with me today. I hope you enjoy the class. I hope to see you next week, and maybe join us on Fridays because we are having import class course that is Gestión de Importaciones, and that class is in Spanish. So in that class, we are gonna see all the process to do imports and how we can manage that import process and do it by ourselves. So it is very practical. We see a lot of, and we see how you can do and create your own information, so you can start your own importation company or your importation business. So it is really good one. I hope again you have enjoyed the classes today, and I hope to see you next week. Please be on time so we can start on time, so we can finish on time, because like Like you see, we always take a little more time for the classes, so it is nice if you can be on 8 p.m. o'clock, so we can start at 8 p.m. So that would be all, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it.